So coming up in this video, I go looking for quails out in the Salisbury Plains. I then go and look for blue-winged teal, rare American duck, and I also end up speaking to eBird's #1 lister, the guy right at the top of the table, to understand a little bit about his big year as well. So it's just before 5 AM. I'm back here on the Salisbury Plains on day one of this video, and the reason why I'm here is because I'm still looking for quail. Now, I don't have to see quail, I've seen it before, I just have to hear it, but that can be tough enough. So let's go and see if I can find it. Well, no luck so far. What I'm listening for is a call that says wet my lips, wet my lips. And I've only ever heard this call twice in my life. I've only seen one quail. They require you typically to get up very early morning or bird at dusk. I'm not really much of a really early morning person, but I was up at 3:30 this morning, so because of the heat wave, which is now gone, so it's actually a bit cold today, so I thought, well, why not look for a quail? So I'm looking for a bird that is very well hidden, and supposedly it's in the long grass, so that should be easy to find. Could be anywhere. Well, it's been over 3 hours now. I still haven't found a quail, so I thought rather than go to that spot, which I was choosing primarily because they had been reported this year, I thought I'd go to another spot, and here is where I saw my first ever quail 2 years ago. So maybe they're back here, I don't know. Let's take a look. There is actually a woodlark calling up here. Yeah, just up here. Yeah, I think that's coming out, hopefully. The only problem is I may have left it a little bit later in the day. It's gone 8 AM, so it's not prime time as such, but it's not a terrible time. It's not like midday. And when I did manage to actually see the bird after it had been singing for quite a while, well, two of them had been singing, I think that was about 10:30 AM. So there's every chance this plan could actually work. Someone's had pigeon for breakfast. Right, so I'm on the exact spot where I first heard my first ever quail. So I'm hoping it's the time of year. I've just had a report on Twitter that someone's got one this morning, not near here, but it shows that they are singing today and weather conditions are good. But yeah, oh, hang on. Come on. Wet my lips, wet my lips, wet my lips. Please sing. Can't do these mornings much longer. Could try dusk, I suppose. No. Nope. It doesn't sound like I'm going to get quail today. Well, back at the car now, definitely giving up. This bird's going to have to wait for another day. So here we are, back at Ham Wall, and at the moment we're looking for a blue-winged teal, which supposedly has been moving around quite a lot. There was a lot of birders here yesterday that keep saying that the bird has disappeared for long periods of time, and it's also distant, so we're going to do our best to try and find it. So when we were here at Ham Wall last week, this blue-winged teal had been seen flying off from the location we're heading to now. We rushed over because we were just across the road at Shatwick Heath. Really want to see this. This would be another UK lifer for me, so it means quite a lot, and it's a drake too. So there's a lot of things making me really want to see this bird. There are also a lot of reasons why it might be quite difficult. A lot of birders up ahead, So hopefully that's a good sign, unless they're all standing there waiting for the bird to show. So I've got on site now and the bird is not here. Well, no sign of the blue-winged teal, so we're going to walk up to the furthest hide, take a look there and come back, and hopefully when we come back it will be visible. Well, here's a marsh harrier, but I'm particularly pleased because last time I was here I missed a video of a flying bittern because there were some people coming past and I wanted to point it out to them first. This time I managed to get my video. It may be distant, but there's a bittern for you. Some gorgeous greylag with goslings here, 2 groups of them all along the path. I'm glad they're greylags and not Canada geese, because Canada geese can be a bit aggressive, particularly when they're with young, but these greylags seem nice and friendly enough. Well, we spent a little bit of time here looking for that blue-winged teal. It's now midday and we're going to head off. It hasn't been seen since just after 7 AM, so this might have to wait for another time if it sticks around, which is a bit of a shame. But it's been a really good day here at Ham Wall, as it always is. But yeah, carry on watching this video and we'll see what we get tomorrow. Well, here I am back at Ham Wall once more for my 3rd attempt at this elusive blue-winged teal. So I'm really hoping I'll get it this time. I did actually go for quail early morning on a private site, didn't get it. I was going to go to another spot, and my friend went to that other spot and has just confirmed that he heard quail there, which is a bit frustrating, and I can't go tomorrow, but maybe I'll go in the next video, we'll see. But anyway, I'm here now at Ham Wall, praying so much that I can add blue-winged teal to my list. So let's go and check it out and see if I can do that. So no sign of this blue-winged teal so far, which is unfortunate. Just had a bit of excitement. About 40 to 50 ducks all flew in and we've checked them thoroughly, but still no blue-winged teal. Did see a barn owl flying over the marsh though, that was cool. So here you've got this buzzard and this marsh harrier that don't seem to like each other. You've got plenty of ducks flying around and landing, and a good number of birds. So just been searching through some ducks and then I spotted it, the blue-winged teal, right here in front of us, probably just below the reeds, so you couldn't see. It's actually one of the closest ducks in between these black-headed gulls and with these other gadwall, which is fantastic. I can't believe it. That's a UK lifer for me, and I've finally got a bird to add to this video. Well, it's the 1st of June and now I'm on 248 species, a number that still surprises me. I thought that would be the sort of number I might be on at the end of the year, not on the 1st of June, but there we go. Anyway, I'm just about to meet eBird's #1 lister, and I'm really looking forward to having a chat with him and hearing how his big year's going, because he is going hard out. So George, really nice to meet you finally after all this time. We've been chatting for some time, but you are eBird's #1 lister this year. Has that been hard work?
Yes, it's long and short, it has been hard work. I've had to travel enormous miles around the country. Certainly wouldn't call it easy, but especially with people like yourself, hot on my heels, as they say, it's put me under a little bit of pressure because obviously I'm trying to do the best I can and trying to stay at #1.
I don't know why you're threatened by me. I'm miles behind you, but what is your number at the moment?
My number at the moment is probably around about 277 or 278. I don't try to keep too much of an eye on that because...
Is that true?
Yeah, no, it is true, because if you focus too much on numbers, you end up like distracted from your decision making. Like, so if you are trying to like make a decision on like what's the best course of action, if you're too worried about numbers, sometimes you will make the wrong decision. That's my experience so far, so I try to not do it.
Obviously it's been quite a big effort for you. Like, how long have you been planning this big year? Or is it something you decided like always wanted to for a long period of time, or is it something that you decided last minute on December the 31st?
Right, so it's basically I wasn't supposed to be doing this at all. So I was actually going to walk the UK and bird at the same time from a backpack. That was actually what I was going to do on the 1st of this year. Unfortunately, I actually suffer with like really bad migraines, and when I actually set out on, I think it was like say the 1st of January, I just had a massive episode, and I decided to stop. But I felt so down, I didn't want to like not do anything with this year, so I just decided to do a more traditional big year and use a vehicle and sort of go within my means. And that's how it started. It actually started with Penduline Tits and Kentish Plover down in Somerset, and that's when I was like, do you know what, it's not what I planned, but I'm going to do something.
Oh, those two birds I missed, so I don't like you even mentioning them. They fill me with rage. But no, that's really cool. It sounds really interesting then. So it's turned into like a full-on big year minus the migraines that you're getting. And you're quite far eBird's #1. So like, talk to me about some of the adventures that you've been on this year then. Like, have you got any particular highlight stories or highlight birds?
Yes, there's been many crazy things. Probably one of the most scary was the Cairngorms. I went up there in February and went up to the top to try and find ptarmigan. And as I went up there, the weather closed in around the top. Now, I did have all the compasses and maps and things like that, but if the weather closes in up there, it can be pretty sketchy, even if you've got the right things. And I had a visibility of about 30 meters, and the only thing that got me off the top of that mountain was my compass bearings that I'd planned the night before. I did see ptarmigan, but
Well, that's the main thing.
Yeah. But it was, I have to say, if I look back now, I was like, that was quite a risk for that bird at that time of year. But yeah, that's one of them.
I'm going to actually look for that bird in a couple of weeks, but I'm doing it in summer, which sounds a bit more sensible. But you decided to do that in winter. Are you just mad, or like why that time of year?
So the reason I did it that time of year was because I figured that the best way to do the year, bear in mind I did this all on the fly. I didn't plan really any of this. I just kind of like hit the ground running. I decided that February was a pretty good month to go to Scotland, except for the weather. It was the only negative. So
a big negative.
Well, it's a big negative, but it's actually a huge positive. If you can do well in Scotland in February, it can kind of free you up the rest of the year. And that's what I'm finding, like at the moment. If I go to Scotland now, I only have to go to the Western Isles. I don't have to do the Cairngorms, which does mean if other birds turn up anywhere else, I'm more free and I can more mobile. And like I said, February, there isn't really an awful lot going on with migrants or anything like that, as everyone knows. And there's also a lot of really good winter species up in Scotland as well. And that's how it turned out. But it was sketchy at times.
You got like a favourite bird that you've had this year, outside of that being quite an adventure, like a particular bird or two that stand out?
The bird of the year for me, and will always be my bird of the year, is capercaillie. I'd never plan on going and look for these. I know there's a lot of you know, got to leave them alone. But I was actually wandering around Abernethy with my audio gear. I do a lot of audio recording, and I was trying to record crossbills, and I just happened to stumble upon a rogue male that tried to kill me. I couldn't keep away from it. It was coming at me. I didn't even know it was there. That was brilliant. But I do love all the grouse, actually. It's probably one of those species that people don't not naturally float towards, but I don't think I've ever seen a grouse and been, oh, that's boring or anything. You know, they're pretty exciting, especially the big capercaillies.
I mean, yeah, grouse, amazing birds. I've actually got my first grouse in the UK since I've started these videos, actually. So late last year. So, and that was red and black grouse. And then I've had them again this year, and really hoping I might get some more in Scotland as well. Obviously not targeting capercaillie, but hopefully I'll get the ptarmigan and a few others as well on that mountain where it sounds like it's a bit
It'll be all right for you. hopefully.
So grouse then, that's not what I was expecting you to say. What is it you like about grouse?
They kind of fulfill all the things that I like about birds. They can be incredibly elusive, and they can be incredibly showy.
You like elusive birds?
Love it. It's the challenge, but they're not too challenging. Do you know what I mean? Like, they still give out really loud calls. They still can.
Not like a crake.
Yeah, or crakes. Well, crakes are probably worse. In fact, they are very, very scolty. But I do like a cryptic, hiding bird. But they're also incredibly showy. I mean, black grouse. You know, black grouse leks. If you know you've got patience and you know hold back, you'll get really nice views of them. And I don't know. I think people don't appreciate grouse as much as maybe me, but but they're pretty cool, I think.
Like, thinking about like your birding journey, have you always been a birder? What got you into birding?
Always been a birder since a young age. It's an age-old probably story. Bird feeder at my granny's house, right outside the window. Didn't even know what a bird feeder was. I just was sat at the window looking out, and a blue tit landed about a foot away from my face, and it was just so close. So, you know, I could see every detail on it. And then after that, I was just bugging my parents for a bird feeder, then binoculars, then bird books, and it just carried on from that, really. And I've done it ever since. And to be fair, it's become an obsession. Pretty much everything I've done in life has been in the pursuit of birds. Even my job careers and things like that. Like, I picked the army so I could go and like travel to different places.
You know that like the army's dangerous if you're bird watching the whole time.
Oh no, it's great. It's great. It's like you go out on stag and you're looking for enemy and you're getting a bit bored because nothing's going on. There's birds.
Wow.
So people don't, you know, I never suffered with that. People go on like Sanger duty and they were like, oh, I'm so bored, but I didn't care because there was always something going on. I don't think a desert wheatear floating around out there. It's, you know, it's not boring, is it?
So whereabouts were you like in the army and birding then? Like some pretty dangerous places, or like, you know, the war zones?
Yeah, I've done Afghanistan twice.
Wow.
I've done some work outside the army as well. Not so dangerous, but it's like in Africa. I've done a bit there, and also normal places like Germany and Canada and all over the place. But yeah, that's, if you actually asked 20-year-old me why did I join the army, it was because I couldn't afford to go anywhere. So I just thought, well, they'll send me there for free, and I'd probably find stuff that people wouldn't see. And in all honesty, I did see quite a lot of interesting things in both, like in Afghanistan particularly. You wouldn't believe that it's actually a very good birding destination. It's just a very dangerous place, obviously, but you know, there's been a light relief when you're somewhere quite serious, and you've got like sand grouse flying over you in the morning, and
that's amazing.
Greater hoopoo larks like literally in your compound and stuff, or just outside your compound. It is. I had a citrine wagtail run over my boot.
Really?
Yeah. When I was in a ditch, it just ran along the ditch, and I had this male citrine wagtail on top of my boot.
Wow. Obviously, you're doing a big year this year, but do you keep year lists all the time, or is this quite a unique behaviour for you?
No, I don't even say I do twitching really. I tend to.
You do now?
I do. I'm doing it this year because it's the challenge, you know, like I kind of, there's a lot of things with twitching, you know, some people don't like it, some people do. I'm very much a person that like goes, well, I want to give it a proper go to see if I actually genuinely know the real negatives and positives of it, you know, because you can't really know for sure a positive negative of an activity unless you take part in it. And obviously it's not that serious. Nobody's going to die, so there's no real reason not to do it other than, you know, your preconceived ideas about what you like or don't like. But yeah, I've learned a lot from it. I mean, you know, it is really tricky. It's one of those things you're not going to get any sympathy from anyone because nobody's going to be like, oh, you're bird watching, that's really hard. But the truth is, it is hard. It's genuinely difficult. The hours you spend looking, plus driving as well, and you know, and the decisions of like what you do and when you do it.
Tell me about it.
It's not what people think. It's not a jolly if you're taking it serious. If you're just doing it casually, then of course it can be super fun. But if you're trying to make it like I'm going all in, it's not easy at all, I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, I can definitely appreciate a lot of what you're saying there. Like even this morning, I was trying to work out whether I come here, whether I go look for quail. I went looking for quail, but in a spot where I had it last year rather than where it was seen yesterday. And then it's been, the one from yesterday has been singing today. And I'm like, oh, I've dipped quail. But obviously I've got my blue-winged teal, which I'm really happy with. So, you know, it's definitely, it's sort of meant that every week I've still got a tick, but it's getting harder and harder.
Yeah.
And that decision making every morning or like the night before when you're waking up is sometimes just like, I don't know, sometimes it's just a case of what do I want to see more rather than what's best for the year. But
exactly.
It's definitely a mixture of both. So like you're not really much of a lister prior to this year then?
No. I like to keep records of what I'm seeing, but it's not like I'm looking at the numbers and going, that's what's dictating it. It'll just be like, oh, I've seen this and I'll jot it down. I love doing that. I like keeping records. I like things. I do actually genuinely believe in like collecting data. I think it's really useful. If nothing else, it's just really interesting. And the one thing I like about eBird is because of the data all collecting and it being like for a global
biggest international survey in the world. Yeah.
Like I didn't really realize how good that was until I went to Athens, and I was using eBird when I was in Athens to actually see where the local hotspots were. And then I was like, oh, I get this. This is why this is so useful. Yeah, it's great for locals, but a lot of the time they know where all the hotspots are as well. But for like everybody in the world to be able to like see what's going on, oh, I love that. So that's why I take it quite seriously with the data now, because I like to sort of record it, especially pictures and audio and things like that.
That's amazing, because that in itself is actually really difficult because admittedly that's what I set out to do at the beginning of the year, but recently I probably have been doing a few like X's and like, you know, just single bird lists, not uncompleted lists. So I don't want you to overthink this, but what I'd quite like to know is if you could think of a bird that represents your attitude towards birding, both before this year and after this year. So it might be two different birds. You can do a hybrid if you like. But, you know, think about those characteristics, that attitude to birding that you have. Let's start with the one before this year. What kind of bird represents your attitude to birding last year?
I'll say I was pretty secretive, off the radar birder, so it'd have to be something quite cryptic, I would say. Maybe like a bittern or something like that. I was hanging around reed beds, looking for like things, but not really standing out too much. Maybe now and again I get something really good, so maybe that could be like the boom. You know, it'd be like, oh, there's something there. But yeah, that's the thing. This year, much more gregarious, I suppose. I'm kind of out there more.
Or like a peacock?
Yeah, probably. Well, it'd be probably the classic, the skewer.
Okay.
I'm all over the place. I'm going up and down the country like they do, mainly along the coast, but I can go over land. That's what they do.
Are you beating up other birders for their
well,
sightings?
I'm nicking a lot of their finds though.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
I'm stealing a lot of their hard-earned patching. So yeah, probably a skewer, maybe
Nice.
a great skewer, biggest one
Oh,
at the
right,
moment.
yeah. Back to the year. What's going to happen next? Have you got targets? Have you got any more big trips planned? What's going on for the rest of it?
Yeah, so my year is very much open to the birds. I'm in complete zen with them. So at the moment, this week, for instance, tomorrow I'm going to Lundy. There's a vague chance maybe of like golden oil still hanging out there, but the main one is I just love islands, and it's a good time to maybe hit an island that I can sort of do in a day.
Have you seen this robin just here?
There's a robin.
Like, he's right next to you. I think he thinks that this is a picnic table where people are eating, not doing interviews. Sorry to distract, but
No.
I thought it was quite a nice thing.
We'd be,
Hello, Mr. Robin.
we'd be pretty rubbish birders if we didn't want to see a robin like that.
He's pretty tame.
Maybe I should have picked robin as my bird. That's pretty cool.
I think that's a sign that maybe you should have picked Robin, yeah.
my main tactic has been the whole year is being megas. It sounds I really don't like it when you condense it down like that, but there has to be some sort of structural game plan to something like this, because if you don't put boundaries on it, you will just end up all over the place, and that's not what I wanted. So I basically have like you've got every rarity has like a different value to me. So broadbill sandpiper is quite a good example of like how I plan my year. If it's a bird that I know that has very few chances to see, and they don't stick very long, I'll go for them pretty much almost instantaneously. And other species, if I think they're going to come back again, I'll wait and see if other things turn up around them, just to try and like spread out the fuel bills, stuff like that. Diesel is really expensive, everyone knows at the moment. So that's kind of my plan.
So thinking about impact on life, like I'm doing a year list, but I guess the caveats for me and you know, my agreement with my wife, my relationship with my wife is that I don't tend to stay overnight too much. I tend to be back in the evenings to make dinner, etc. Like, have you got any things that you're having to manage around lifestyle, or are you just going at it this year and you'll make it up to everyone else, friends and family, later?
In a nutshell, yes. But this is something I was actually kind of hoping you were going to ask, because I think when people think about doing a big year, you think it's just a case of, it's really obvious it's a case of needing the car and needing the money and the time. But if you don't have the support of the people around you as well, like you'd be surprised how much of a difference that will make. And like I've got an agreement with my missus for this year to do this, and there are some days I don't want to go, and she is like, you've got to do, like the encouragement actually is, I would attribute it to so many birds to her, because if you're not quite feeling it, or if you've had like a really heavy time of birding and you're just like, do you know what, I'm just really run down today, and then they just give you that encouragement and sort of like, you can do this, and go for it, and then you get out the door and you do it. It's like that's I think what makes the biggest difference sometimes.
Yeah, I completely agree. And my wife's been absolutely fantastic with my year. It's more my own guidelines that I'm setting around that, to be clear.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, what a great person to have in your life when they're supporting you to live your dreams, eh?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it is the number one thing. Like, I give all the credit to Kate. Everything I've done this year is because Kate has sacrificed a great deal to allow me to do this. So if people think, oh, how's he doing it? That's how I'm doing it. It's because of her, and she doesn't get any of the limelight. We talk about birds and things, but the truth is none of it could happen without her. So I feel, especially because I've got an opportunity to very publicly do it, I will publicly say, thanks to her, I'm doing so well.
Thank you, Kate, and thank you to my wife Sarah as well. Yeah. A lot of credit goes to you both. So yeah, definitely recognition where recognition's due. That's really interesting. Is there anything else you just think might be worth mentioning? We might catch up at the end of the year when your year's done.
I think the interesting thing about this is that it is a continuing story, and I don't honestly know how this is going to end at all. And I think that's what's going to be really interesting for me to find out. So I would like to come back and we can sort of like go, okay, this is how I was when I met you, and then what happened between the end and what I've learned from it all. Because I actually think this is a learning experience, if anything else. I just want to see what happens. I have no idea what happens if you dedicate a whole year of your life to birding, and by the end of it I'm going to know what that is, and hopefully I can sort of tell people what it's like or what I've learned from it as well.
I think that's one thing that I've noticed as well. Like, obviously I wrote my book about New Zealand big ear, but I'm not sure if there's a UK book. It seems unusual, but maybe you could write one.
Yeah.
But anyway, thank you so much for chatting to me. I've been dying to hear your story for absolutely ages. We've been corresponding for like literally months to try and make this happen. And because you're chasing birds all the time, and so am I, we don't necessarily need the same birds. And you live in South Wales and I live in Wiltshire. Yeah. It doesn't always work, but yeah, really appreciate it, and best of luck for the rest of the year. I genuinely am not competing with you. I'm just hoping that we both do as well as we possibly can.
Yeah, you too, mate. I hope you do really well. I'm genuinely, I love everyone that's doing it. I've met so many cool people doing it as well. So everyone, good luck.
Good luck. Well, here's a little thank you for your time anyway. So
I'm so chuffed. I love reading big yearbooks. I never even know you did this until I met you. So thank you very much. Everyone go and buy it.
That's fine. This is not a promotion. Oh, look. Hang on. He's on my tripod. Yeah, come on. Well, I've really enjoyed that chat with George, and what a week it's been. Finally got a year tick to add to the list. A nice American duck in that blue-winged teal. If you've enjoyed watching this video, then thank you very much for watching, and please drop us a like and follow. Thanks very much. Cheers.